Hi, dear dreamers. It's Saturday, June 13, 2020, and I'm out on my deck. It's sunny and very cool today, like 64 right now, in Indianapolis. Indiana, however I like to call it, as you know, Indianapolis, in Diana, in the city of Diana, in the state of Diana. So, I have been directed to channel Mark, which I very rarely do. And the way I channel Mark is just talking to him telepathically. And I don't have anything take over my body. It's just hearing him and then relaying to you what he's saying. So the first thing he's saying is 2020 is clear vision. That's the first and foremost thing we must remember. And the second thing is, if we can see it, we can love it, he's saying. And the third thing is, compassion and understanding is absolutely the key. The golden key to the gates of happiness, to the gates of joy. And he means by that every aspect of ourself that we have hated, which could look like a person, place, or thing out there, we now can love it if we can see it. No longer are we denying it in the 2020 clear vision. We now are able to see it. And have we not been bombarded with challenges after challenges in this not even first half of the year? The dynamics outside of our reality, in the outward realms, can be perceived by everyone as being chaotic, hateful, where people are misunderstood or not heard. So Mark is telling me that not only if we can see it, we can love it, but if we can hear it, we can understand it. 2020 vision gives us the ability to see it and also hear it. And we must love unconditionally what we see and hear. For if we don't, then we're just fighting it or judging it or hating it. And you've heard of what we resist persists. If we hate it, we'll just continue to release the hate vibration that perpetuates what we continue to see. It's a circle. We give out, and then the boomerang comes back and brings it back to us. Mark is telling me that, again, he's told me this before, it's not necessary right now to understand the mechanics of how we create, or how I create what I see out there. The first and most important step is to unconditionally love it, and then what I see out there will be aligned with that unconditional love. If I continue to hate it, then it will be aligned with that vibration of hate. And it'll get closer and closer and closer to me. You've heard the expression, the eye of the storm. There's a man called Bashar, actually a man called Daryl Anka, who channels Bashar. And I love his analogy, stay in the eye of the storm. And by that he means, don't run away from the storm. Stay in the eye of the storm so that you can see and hear. Mark is adding this so that you can see and hear everything around you. However, it doesn't quite touch you. Now, here's the important thing Mark is saying about that analogy. If what we see and hear, if I see and hear something while I'm in the eye of the storm that is happening in the storm, and I hate it, I feel victimized, or I feel that everybody's victimized and the world is just turning to disaster. Everything's being destroyed in the storm. Then I am going to see the encroachment on that storm getting closer and closer to where I am, which is the epicenter of the storm. The eye is going to shrink, and the winds will kick up, and the eye will not be insulated. If I love unconditionally what I see, knowing it's all energy, and there is no, as Shakespeare said in Hamlet, nothing is either good or bad until we think it's so. If I keep neutral and realize it's all energy, and the bottom denominator is love, not fear. The bottom denominator is love. Fear is the distortion, the programming that puts a black veil over everything to distort it and make me think it's something less than unconditional love. If I can see through that and love it unconditionally, despite it looking and feeling and hearing distortedly to me, then the eye of the storm will expand and expand. And I, being in the middle of the eye of the storm, will have even more protection and be more insulated from the storm. And as the eye of the storm expands, Mark is saying, expands to the perimeter of the storm, what happens to the storm? The storm dissolves because the eye took it over. And now Mark is saying the eye took it over. EYE of the storm, capital I, being each and every one of us seeing the energy of this realm through the eye, capital I, which is analogous to EYE. The energy comes through the capital I and allows me to perceive the reality. So this is how it works. I hope this is something you can understand. Thank you, Mark. And until next time, love and joy, Lisa.